Self-awareness is a superpower. Thank you for visiting Soul and Vibration. This video is about the houses, and I'm also gonna go as far as telling you a little bit about what happens when there are certain signs in each house and planets. You guys have been asking me questions about what if I have this in this house or that planet in that house, so I hope you are excited about this video just as much as I am. So before I go into the houses, I want to explain it to you in a way that you will, so you can have a certain idea in your head to help you understand it a little bit more if you're new to astrology. So for example, the house, you can consider the houses as so imagine a movie set, right? So the house would be the scene that a certain scene that's going to deliver a certain kind of message. Like for example, when I say a scene, imagine we're shooting a movie and we are creating a romantic scene. So with this romantic scene, we might have like a dinner table set up with roses and candles and, you know, like nice lighting and things like that. So the house is the movie scene, the set, how everything is set up. And the planets are the actors. You know, that is the action that is taken. Like they're the actors, and the zodiac signs are the costumes. So imagine the planets as actors or energies expressing itself through the sign, which is a costume. So for example, Mars might be the actor, and Mars is action oriented. Mars is pretty much that soldier, that CEO, could be a little bit aggressive at times, but Mars is actually wearing the costume of Virgo. So even though Mars is all those things that I just explained, because this energy is filtering through the Virgo costume, Mars is going to take action in a more calculated way, in a more strategic way. And Mars won't like being in the Virgo costume because Mars likes to act right now, like yesterday. But in the Virgo costume, Mars is gonna have to slow all that down and deal with the details. So yeah, I hope me running through all that gave you a good example of the houses. So the houses is the house is the scene, and the planets are the actors on the set and within the scene, and the sign is the costume that they're wearing. So the way the energy is filtered through and expressing itself within the scene. I hope you guys caught on to that. Hope that made sense. Before we get into the houses, it is important that you know that in order for you to find your house placements, you will need to know your exact time of birth. You'll need to know where you were born and your exact time of birth along with your date of birth in order to know your exact placements. And you can sit with an astrologer and they can help you to figure out your house placements if you don't know exactly what time you were born. If you find that you have a lot of planets in one house opposed to another house, what that may mean is that wherever there's a lot of planets mean that there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of gravitational pull. So automatically it will be natural that you will spend a lot of time and energy in these houses, where the houses that are empty will be the houses that you spend less time. It's like having a mansion, and there you spend a lot of time in the kitchen, you spend a lot of time in the bathroom, and you spend a lot of time hosting in the living room. But then there's other rooms in the house that you spend absolutely no time at all. Wherever you don't have planets, you might want to start looking into those houses and also growing to be comfortable with the energies within those houses, because wherever there are the planets, like naturally our attention is going to be brought to those houses on a regular basis. But where there isn't any planets, I don't think you want to completely ignore those houses. You want to add balance to your life by getting to know the energy within those houses, because chances are that energy is operating in a way that's affecting your life in one way or the other, and you're probably not aware of it. So let's get into the houses. The second house rules Taurus, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. The second house talks about value. The second house talks about the things that we value, and it also shows like how we can add value to our lives, in the sense that the things that we can do to make a living, and it shows also like how we add value to other people's lives. So with that being said, if you have Aries in the second house, that says that you really value yourself. You really value taking action, and you really value being courageous. And the way you might add value to the people that you care about is pretty much by defending them whenever they are in need and just being there for them, you know. And this also may mean that with Aries here, that you might make a living from yourself, from your appearance, from who you are, is how you might make a living with having Aries here. Having Taurus in the second house says that you value stability, you value the finer things in life, you value tradition, and you value family, you value the way things used to be, and you try to keep those things going. So you might value old recipes that has been in the family for a while, and might feel like it's your responsibility to keep those recipes going. And the way how you add value to others with Taurus being here, by being stable for others. You might add value to others by, you might make a living from being an accountant, or doing any kind of work that is somewhat that has to do with finances, has to do with adding structure, has to do with stability. You value beauty. Taurus has to do with beauty and the finer things in life. If I didn't say that already, good food, beautiful people, just overall stable, consistent things you value, and you add value to others by being that stable, consistent person that other people could rely on. Having Gemini here, you value communication, you value intellect, you value duality, you value looking at both sides of a situation. A way that you can make a living having Gemini here is through communication, writing, speaking, and even creating. The way you add value to others is by being there for them, being a friend, and being someone that people can listen to and that people can speak to. You might make a living by being a writer, speaker. I think I said all that. So yeah, having Cancer here, you value your home more than anything. You value your family more than anything. You might make a living from being a teacher, a nanny, a nurse, anything that has to do with nurturing others. And that is how you also add value to others, by nurturing and caring for them. Having Leo here, you value the arts, you value being creative, you value being expressive, and at the same time you value having a big heart. And the way how you add value to others is by the things that you create, and at the same time having a big heart the way that Leo does, and just being nurturing to others. Not nurturing in the sense of Cancer, but nurturing in the sense like Leo is all about the pride and bringing everybody together and just taking care of people, in the sense of like, yeah, everyone is safe within the pride, so you will add value that way. Having Leo here, you might make a living through being creative, through like the arts, whether you're on stage dancing, singing, just overall expressing yourself. You value self-expression, and you add value to others by possibly entertaining them. And if I didn't say it already, you could make a living with this placement by pretty much entertaining, singing, dancing, overall just being creative and expressing your heart, expressing what's in your heart through creation. Having Virgo here, you value the details, you value order, and you value pretty much being of use to others. You can find yourself making a living with this placement by being a nurse, being some kind of a caregiver, being a humanitarian, just overall being a person who goes out and does things to make other people's lives better in some way or the next. Having Scorpio here, you value your privacy. You value your privacy, you value secrets, you value the things that are hidden. You might make a living from being a psychic, from being an intuitive, from being a psychologist. Make a living helping people pretty much find their truth, find what's hidden, find secret things about themselves or the world to help them to find balance or value in their lives. So yeah, you make a living by doing that, and you add value to other people's lives from doing that. Having Libra here, you value your friendships, you value your relationships, you value being a part of union. This also means that, yeah, you value doing things with others, but at the same time, I have this placement. So basically, most of my life, I've made a living in the beauty industry. So having Libra here, you value beauty, you value balance, you value seeing both sides of a situation without putting your emotions in it. And this is why Libras make good lawyers. So you value justice, you value fairness, you value seeing the both sides of a situation and just not one side of a situation. You give value to others by being relatable. Having Libra here, you'll find that other people find you to be very relatable. And that's how you add value to them, by being relatable. Whatever service you're providing, you're going to come off as relatable, and it helps you. Having Scorpio, having Sagittarius here, you value other cultures, you value learning new things, you value getting to the bottom of different cultures and religions and philosophies and different things like that. You value adventure and just new experiences, and you add value to other people's lives by teaching them things. You value optimism, you value looking at the bigger picture. With Capricorn here, you value hard work, you value responsibility, and you add value to the lives of others by being responsible, so whoever you love or care about, it's going to be a natural thing for you to take on responsibility for the people who you care about. And when it comes to work, you might find that, you value pretty much any career that allows you to pretty much find your place in the world, to be in charge and make enough money, and more than enough money, to basically take on this huge responsibility that you feel having Saturn as your ruler. Because as Saturn as your ruler, being a Capricorn, you just have this natural need to be responsible for the people that you love and care about. So yeah, you value the responsibility. Having Aquarius here, you value helping other people. You also value being unique, being different, being unlike anyone else. The way how you add value to others is by being of service, taking on the responsibility and being a part of these small groups and being that humanitarian, and at the same time adding variety. Having Pisces here, you value mysticism, you value empathy, you value being able to serve and help other people in whatever way you can. Also having Pisces here, you might value seeing things the way how you value okay, how would I put it? So Pisces is ruled by Neptune along with Jupiter. Jupiter is optimistic, but at the same time, Neptune rules things, the subconscious mind, things that we are unaware of. So you might value just being in your dreams, being detached. That's it. You might value being detached and just away from reality. Having Mars here, you value action. I think I mentioned that already. Having Venus here, you value beauty, you value order, you value beauty and the finer things in life. Having Mercury here, you value information. Information is extremely important, and you might also pretty much work in a career to where you are sharing information. Having the Moon here, you value your mother. Your mother is everything to you, similar to having Cancer here. And at the same time, with the Moon here, that says that this house is also a shadow side. So having the Moon here, depending on whatever other sign is here, you might have a hard time knowing what it is that you actually value. The things that you value might be a mystery to you. Having the Sun here, you value being the center of attention, and depending on other placements in your chart, you might find that that's not the case, because of course we're only focusing on one house. But having the Sun here, you value being the center of attention, you value being creative, you value identifying with who you are as a creative self-expression of sorts, if that makes sense. With Pluto here, I have this placement. You value secrets, you value your privacy. Your privacy is everything. Having Jupiter here, you value optimism, you value the bigger picture. Having Saturn here, you value rules, you value responsibilities, and you value systems and order. Having Uranus here, you value innovation, you value change, just things that are taboo, things that are different, things that aren't easily accepted by the collective. Having Neptune here, you value your dreams, you value being in your subconscious mind, you value pretty much just being away from reality. Like, reality is boring, your dreams are more exciting with Neptune here. Having the North Node in the second house says that you are going to be aspiring to pretty much acquiring physical things. That means the South Node is in the 8th house, which is the house of that rules Scorpio, the house of things that are hidden. So you're moving out of a place of secrecy and things that are hidden into a place that is pretty much tangible and physical things. So you stop valuing secrets and things that are hidden and start to actually value physical, tangible things, all the things that has to do with the human experience, which also has to do with the sign Taurus, which is ruled by the second house. Having the South Node in Taurus says that basically your past life or earlier life experience is one that was focused on acquiring material things. So you are aspiring to the 8th house, to someone who is more concerned with the things that adds value to life, that has to do with metaphysics and occult, the things that are hidden and secretive, the things that we pretty much don't talk about on a day-to-day basis because these things might be considered taboo. So guys, this was my very quick rundown. There is no way I could have included everything and keep this video as short as possible, because I have to keep in mind that like it is hard for people to pay attention and sit through a lot of long information lately. So with that in mind, I try to make it as quick as possible and give you a little taste. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was another helpful video. Please be sure to like this video. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I look so forward to seeing you in the next video.